Hello everyone and welcome back to the Emperor BTC channel. Today's video is going to be another BTC market update video. We've got FOMC tomorrow, so let's take a quick look at the charts and get my current thoughts on the market. So last Tuesday on our market update video, we were after rejecting in this range. So you have this high to this low, and we were in and around that 618 level paired with this daily supply, and of course the higher time frame key SNR zone and higher time frame range high, which is this black line. So we found support in this region, which is this prior consolidation before we moved up. We have these tight candles, so this was a potential supply zone, or sorry, demand zone, where people were willing to accumulate. So we pushed up, and then we had a couple of stabs and found some support, then got this nice slow grind up through it, and we currently are at a resistance zone. So we have, if I zoom out, this key SNR zone, which has been on our radar for quite a long time, especially when we were in this range. We have, of course, massive support and resistance and pivotal moments in and around this level. We got into it in conjunction with this high. At the moment, it's created a little bit of an SFP. So let's take a look at what could happen next and what my thoughts on the market are heading into FOMC tomorrow. So surprisingly enough, in the last video, we had a couple of scenarios which I was leading more towards bearish, which I mean is fine. One of the scenarios was that maybe we would bounce here, which of course did happen. I didn't take any trade as such, although there was numerous occasions where you could have got in here if we drop down to the 1 hour time frame. Now we are between, and as I said, I trade level to level. A lot of people sometimes like to comment that, you know, you're sitting on the fence, or maybe I'm not as clear and direct. But my trading strategy, which is what this is, especially at these levels, so we are not down at 60k at the moment with a 40% discount. We're being extremely bullish and extremely heavy with your accumulation is an intelligent thing to do. Right now we're very much in a PvP market, very trader heavy. We haven't really moved a whole lot. We're at the same price we were at the moment as we were in July. So we're in this kind of distribution, higher time frame range. There's a lot of PvP going on. So in these sort of markets, the trading tends to be what you would say similar to if you were a coder. You will have key points. So as of the moment, you have two right here, where when you initially get in to this region, there is the idea of a short. And then when you get into this region, there is the possibility of a long setup, and everything in between is noise. So that's how I like to trade. So that's why when I show scenarios here, I might show a bullish one, I might show a bearish one. I do think we are in and around the top in general. We may go up to range highs again, and people might say, well, but at the end of the day, this is trading. No one is going to be 100% right. At the moment, I think ahead of FOMC, we've taken out this high, and there does tend to be a little bit of, I guess, to be blunt, a little bit of fuckery ahead of FOMC, and they like to get traders in and out, and there tends to be a whiplash effect where it might go up before it goes down and then down before it goes up, so that everyone gets basically whipped out if you're on high leverage or tight stops. So right now we've had this rejection at this range high, and of course this key SNR zone. So if you're going off that, you would see that potentially this region may act as resistance. So you could potentially look for shorts on this run up, with the trade idea being take profits in this region. Of course, FOMC is tomorrow, so I wouldn't be overly enthusiastic about getting into any positions, because even though technically they might be safe and sound positions and within your trading plan, FOMC is an unknown variable. So when you add that in, it doesn't necessarily give you any profitable edge. So another scenario, of course, in between here and then is that, of course, we retrace down, and I'll clean up this. We retrace down to this key zone, which has acted as support and resistance on the higher time frames, and potentially look to reflip that long. If we were to flip this level, I would then probably look for longs back towards the highs and towards this 119k level. And again, you will play it level by level then, where we make it up here, find resistance, and then look for this region again for some long trades. And they are your positions, so you're not necessarily trying to bag hold any one position when you know that, okay, we're at extremes in prices. You have, of course, the stock market at all-time highs, but gold's starting to go down, the DXY is starting to rise, all markets are looking extremely overvalued. Do I think BTC is going to run to 200k? I mean, stranger things have happened, but I'd be extremely surprised. And of course, if it was to happen, I'd be more than happy, because I have a lot of BTC, but I think it is unrealistic. So from a trader's perspective, on an hourly to 4 hourly perspective, I do think there's some nice scalp trades in and around here pre-FOMC, then maybe look to close all positions no matter where they're at before FOMC. Tomorrow before FOMC in, say, London Open, I expect it just to be a quite tight-knit consolidation, and then FOMC, and then get the big moves. And then what tends to happen is whatever move we get, we will most likely fully retrace it. So you can see here, say we were to nuke down into this level, we'll then potentially back after throughout the rest of the trading day, we might reverse it. Doesn't mean that we won't then go back down, but it does tend to be reversed. They're just my current thoughts ahead of FOMC. So just to finish up the video, I'm looking for a potential scenario where we're able to reclaim this level long. If we reject here now and we kind of get some standard order flow, could look to, of course, enter in short here as we looked on the lower time frame, with potentially a stop loss above this high, and then your take profits at minimum at this level. If not, and we continue to push up ahead of FOMC, again, I would stand back and wait and see what happens. But if we flip this level, there's a nice long towards this 120k region. So that's all for today's BTC market update video. Again, because of FOMC, it's very difficult to give too much of an in-depth perspective, because, as I said, a lot of that goes out the window tomorrow, depending on what is said and what the results are. I will do another market update video for altcoins on Thursday, so feel free to drop any suggestions below on coins you might like me to cover. And if anything drastic changes, I might cover BTC again too. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.